The Super Rugby final is now complete. 60 points for the Hurricanes, 5 points for the Chiefs. An exceptional performance from the Hurricanes. Probably the best performance from the Hurricanes I've ever seen, but probably the worst performance I've ever seen from the Chiefs as well. So it was a bit of both sides of the coin, but I mean, that was such a fun final to watch, and I think everything was just working out for the Hurricanes. The ball was bouncing their way, the offloads were always sticking to hand. In that hectic wind conditions as well, the kicks were working out for them. Every single thing today worked out for the Hurricanes. And yes, the Chiefs got a bit of a consolidation try at the end there, but still, that try that means nothing because the Hurricanes absolutely blew the wheels off of the Chiefs today. They absolutely slammed the front door down, and they absolutely dominated the Chiefs today. That was one of the most dominating performances I've ever seen in my entire life. A phenomenal performance from the Hurricanes, and the Chiefs have to go back to the drawing board after that one. I think that's now 4 finals in a row they've lost, or 4 finals in the last 5 years. I think it's 4 finals in a row, which is absolutely shocking from this Chiefs side. If you just look at those players, I even predicted that the Chiefs were going to win this game because of how they played last week, because they were just playing so well as a unit. The forward pack was just so dominant together. The backline was really gelling really well. That being said, that's not what happened at all. It was the complete opposite. And I will have to say, probably right before the game on some of my other social medias, I did say that I thought the Hurricanes was going to win as well. So at the last second, my prediction did change. But I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought this one was going down till the 80th minute. I didn't think it was going to be over within the first 15 minutes of the game. The Hurricanes played exceptionally well today. All the players were brilliant. But I mean, Asafu Amua with his ball handling skills, his physicality, just doing what he wants with any player he wants. Duplessis Karifi was really good today as well. Warner Durns was absolutely phenomenal. The front row from the Hurricanes were really good as well. Flanders as well with some really good moments in that game. Cam Roygard was really solid today, really good. Didn't get to do that many exceptional things, but I think the guys around him really did, and he helped put them in those good positions. Ruben Love today showed why he needs to be in the All Black squad to play the Springboks in the greatest rivalry tour. This guy is absolutely special, and I do know there are quite a few All Blacks fans that maybe don't rate him. But I think after a performance like that in a final, how can you not? He was absolutely brilliant today. Then, of course, my man of the match, Jordi Barrett. He was all over the field. He was everywhere. He was running lines. He was dominating players. He honestly had a bit of a captain's performance. I know he's probably not the captain, but he still led like a captain. The way he was playing, he led by example, and he was absolutely brilliant today. I will say Jordi Barrett today was phenomenal. Hopefully his ribs are okay. He got absolutely smashed at the end of the game, but still a phenomenal performance from him, and I think he was kind of the heartbeat for a lot of those tries. I think Roygard, Ruben Love, and Jordi Barrett were just really good at kind of creating those tries, setting the foundation, good kind of skills in bad conditions, where I think the Chiefs, on the other hand, Ratimer was okay today. Damian McKenzie had a very poor day today, and Quinn Tupaia, off the back of those guys, couldn't get the ball in the best positions either. So I think from the backline perspective for the Chiefs, they couldn't get anywhere, and I think the Chiefs in general, it was almost like the Bulls last night. They just didn't pitch up. It just didn't happen for them, and that's not a coaching thing. I think that's a player thing, and I just think sometimes in these big moments, a team just takes that momentum and they keep going with it. And that momentum for today for the Hurricanes didn't run out at all. I was going into halftime thinking, okay, now the Chiefs are going to have the wind. Now it's time for the Chiefs to get back into this game. Now it's going to be a close one. Now it's going to go down to the wire. That wasn't the case. The Hurricanes had an even better half playing against the wind. I think it was 50 km/h winds today or something like that. I did search the weather to see. I think it was 50 km/h winds. Kicking the ball up in the air and it goes behind you just shows how bad the conditions were and how bad the wind was. They had to keep the passes tight. They can't do long passes, but they still stuck it. They still took it to hand, and they still, honestly, they still played some exceptional rugby, showed some exceptional skill sets as well in those very trying conditions. So the Hurricanes today, everything worked well for them. For the Chiefs, everything worked against them. That has to be said. Literally every single thing that could go wrong for the Chiefs went wrong for them today. But that now it has to be said, who will be selected for the All Black squad going forward? Now there is the Nations Championship coming up. A lot of these players will be selected, but has Damian McKenzie maybe played himself out of the number 10 jersey, and has Ruben Love played himself into the number 10 jersey? Who is going to be the centres? Will it be Jordi Barrett at 12 now with Quinn Tupaia at 13? What are they going to do there? There's a lot of options as well. And of course, the number 11 for the Hurricanes, Fehi. I don't even know how to say his surname because it's very difficult to say, but he definitely needs to get an opportunity this year on the left wing. And a guy like Naholo as well, Kini Naholo off the bench was phenomenal for the Hurricanes. He's a guy that can add so much value off the bench as well for the All Blacks. So there's a lot of questions to be asked selection-wise for the All Blacks, and I think a lot of guys have put up their hand, especially the entire front row for the Hurricanes. They look like young players that are playing with some exciting rugby, showing footwork, showing skill set, showing physicality. And they haven't just done that today. They did that last week as well in the games that matter. And I think for the All Black selectors, you have to look at these games that really do matter, and you have to base your selections mostly off of those games, because it's going to come to a point where you have to play in a World Cup game and you have to play in a knockout game, and players have to perform. And these games like this do show that those players have what it takes to perform at the best level, at the biggest stage, in the biggest game. So the Hurricanes players today, every single... Peter Lakai as well, how can I forget about him? He was all over the field, and not even just that clean break. Yes, that clean break, but the way he honestly, he just keeps powering. But there was also a play where the Chiefs kicked the ball back all the way to the Hurricanes try line, and the only guy that was there was Peter Lakai. So that just shows the mindset of some of these players and how they really want to work hard. And you can see some of these guys really want to be in the black jersey going forward this year. So me personally, as a Springbok fan, I am so excited to see the All Blacks play this year, because these players are coming through. There's new faces. There's some phenomenal rugby being played in the Super Rugby, and I do think this year it is going to translate well to international rugby. Now, that being said, I know a lot of people are very disappointed in the All Blacks recent seasons because they haven't been winning as much as they used to win. But that's just the reality of international rugby now. Not even the Springboks, who are the world champs, win every game. They lose a few games a year. It's just how competitive international rugby is right now. I still firmly believe the All Blacks are a top 3 team in the world, and I think on their best day can be the best team in the world as well. And if you see some of these young players coming through, it's going to be very exciting for All Blacks fans. So if you are an All Blacks fan, stick around, because there's going to be a lot of All Blacks content with the Greatest Rivalry Tour, with the Nations Championship, and of course with the World Cup next year. That's going to be absolutely awesome. Starting off with the squad selection reaction next week. So if you are an All Blacks fan, hit the subscribe button and stick around, because there's going to be a lot more content. But I mean, for me, my man of the match, Jordi Barrett. But for me as well, from an All Blacks perspective, you have to play Asafu Amua. You have to play this guy. This guy is unstoppable when he gets the ball in his hand. He is one of the best players in the world. And in my opinion, I think he can be the best hooker in the world by far if he gets consistent game time at that level. I've seen it since under 20. Since he was dominating at under 20 level, he's been dominant, and he never ever loses collisions. Yes, he did get smashed once today when he didn't have the ball. But if you look at what he does with ball in hand, he is a human wrecking ball. And you have to play a guy like that for the All Blacks. He'll add so much value. Maybe can work on a set piece a bit, maybe can work on his kind of play over the ball at fetching, but the things he does outside of that is what really sets him apart from the rest. So I think the number 11 for the Hurricanes, Fehi, and I think Noholo could get maybe a shot call up to maybe the outer squad as well. Asafu Amua has to start. Duplessis Karifi needs to be somewhere within the squad as well. Peter Lakai has to be in the starting lineup as well. He was phenomenal. Then of course, Roy Gard, Ruben Love, Jordi Barrett. Do you keep those guys together? I think you do. And do you kind of push Quinn Tupaia out to the number 13 jersey? I think that is possible. But that being said, a phenomenal performance from the Hurricanes today. The best performance I've ever seen from the Hurricanes in my entire life. And we've also seen that kind of 2016 team with Julian Savia and Milner Scudder and Conrad Smith and Martin Nonu and those guys playing. So that just shows how special this performance was. For the Chiefs, I feel really sorry for the Chiefs fans if you are watching this. A very, very disappointing performance. And I can't say I saw this coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming. They thrashed the Crusaders last week. They looked like the team to beat this week. I was thinking that the Chiefs were going to win this game by a very close margin. To lose by 55 points in a final, it's always going to sting for these guys. I think the same thing with the Bulls. At this point, you just have to kind of look a bit deeper down towards the roots of the team and maybe start to change a few things, because the Bulls as well for the URC, they've lost 4 finals now in the last 5 years. The Chiefs have lost 4 finals in a row now. At a certain point, it's not just coaching, it's not just the players or the way they play. You have to look a bit deeper. You have to start changing a few things in that team, because I mean today 9-10 didn't work out for them. The forward pack didn't get dominance, and it's unfortunate, because I really thought this could be the year that the Chiefs maybe swing things around, but to not even have a fighter's opportunity, a fighter's chance in the final, it's very disappointing. So for me, very disappointing performance from the Chiefs. Hurricanes a 10 out of 10. Chiefs, honestly, a 0.5 out of 10 today. They did nothing well. Nothing worked well for them. They were dropping balls left, right, and center. No passes were sticking to hand. Things just weren't working out for them. So I'm going to have to give the Chiefs a 0.5 or a 1 out of 10, which is very unfortunate, because I always love watching the Chiefs play. And I have to give a shout out, because I think the Chiefs have the nicest jerseys in World Rugby for club rugby. So they at least win when it comes to the best jerseys. But for the play they did today, very disappointing. But the Hurricanes, 10 out of 10, best performance ever from them. Extremely potent performance from the Hurricanes. But if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I appreciate all the support. Let me know who is your man of the match down below in the comments. For me, my backline player of the match, Jordi Barrett. My forward player of the match, Asafu Amua, but it's really close with Peter Lakai as well. But let me know yours down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.